Hello, everyone. Welcome to Freestyle Friday. Yes, it's a new episode here on the Kim Jacobs Show, and we have some fantastic guests to share with you today. And so get ready to grab your virtual seats, invite your friends. I know that when you're in the studio audience, you're talking to your neighbors because, that's what you all do. So I noticed that you're tagging each other and you're having a great time, even within the virtual studio audience. And that's what I really want to have happen. So go ahead and invite more of your friends to the Kim Jacobs Show. Welcome to all of you that are here today. Greg, Marie, Renee, Dr. Hill, how are you all? I know it's a wave right now. So glad to have you all here on this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. We're going to go ahead and get started so we can deep dive into some of the information that you wonderful experts have to share today. So everybody, let's get this party show episode started now. Hi, I'm Kim Jacobs, the Balance Doctor. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real relevant and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
All right, everyone. Yes, it's the Kim Jacobs Show, but the Kim Jacobs Show would be nothing without these wonderful experts that's here to speak with you today. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Let's start with you, Dr. Hill, the Transformer. I want to make sure I give people a chance to grab their seats, but make sure you take notes on what's going to be shared. We're talking about credit repair and credit repair, credit restoration. We have none other than Dr. Hill, the Transformer, here to speak to us about it. All right, Dr.
Good
Hill.
morning. Good morning. Thank you so much, Ms. Jacobs, for having me on your show. I love coming on and meeting and greeting your guests and your audience. My name is Dr. Hill. Yes, I'm a dentist by profession. And you would say, what is a dentist doing handling finances? Well, for over 13 years now, I've been in the financial service industry. I retired my practice when I started my family. But I've been very interested in learning about finances, how money works, making money, saving money, investing money, getting out of debt, those kinds of things I've been helping people for over 13 years to do. But for over 3 years now, I mean, you take a look at what's going on with the financial industry. A lot of people are being damaged by something called a credit score. And yes, you can control that score, but unfortunately, a lot of people don't realize that the information on their credit reports is what's controlling that credit score. And so if you're interested in understanding your credit score, things that you can do personally to improve it, that's what I'm here for. And you can reach out to me. My information is on the screen there. But what I specifically want to talk about this morning is budgeting. I know that's a four-letter word to a lot of people when it comes to budgeting, because we're thinking about, it's like a word like diet. You want to restrict yourself from doing what you really want to do, but budgeting is a beautiful word. And I'll explain why, because we're not talking about saving and wanting to save so that you can pay those bills. No, we're talking about putting yourself first. You have to have a plan for how you spend your money and how you save and invest your money. And a lot of people are just kind of winging it. $10 here, you're paying this bill here. Oh, I'm not going to pay this bill this month. Well, you got to have a plan. And here's why. Because winter is coming. When I say winter is coming, being in a position where you can't go to work. I know you're enjoying your income right now, your job or business that you have.
Right.
There's going to come a time where you can't wake up and go there and do the same thing. So you have to be putting your money to work for you. Money can work harder for you than you work for it any day. And how are you going to do that? Well, you got to have a plan for that. And that's what budgeting is all about. I have a little quiz. And I have a giveaway. I'm going to give away a free ebook to anyone who can give me the correct answer on this quiz. And let's see, I have the question. Are we able to post the questions here?
Yeah, what is a budget?
The first question is, what is a budget?
Okay, yes, I'll pull that up. And Shannon's on it in the back office. I thought she was asking me. I was like, wait a minute, I think she has to tell us. Okay, go ahead.
I have what is a budget? And so this is a question I'm posing to those of you who are listening right now. The first option is A. Is it a
Okay, so you want to give the options or you want them
I
to?
want them to choose A, B, or C, or 1, 2, or 3, however you have it out there. So
Okay.
we have three choices, and you choose. And I have a free ebook to the one who gets me the right answer here. Okay. So what is a budget? Number one, A is it's a financial plan based on your income and expenses.
Okay, that's number one, everybody.
Number 2, is it money saved for an emergency?
Okay, let's see.
Number 3, is it a measure of what a person is worth?
Okay, wait a minute.
1, 2, or 3.
Wait,
What
don't
is your
go yet. Let
answer?
me get this up with you. Let me catch up with you. This is some good stuff here. What is a budget? And we're going to go back but somebody should be typing the answer if you already have it so you can win whatever.
Just type 1, 2, or 3. You don't have to type the whole. For those of you who are listening, you just pick one of those answers. What do you think a budget is? Is it a financial plan based on your income and expenses? Is it money saved for an emergency? Or is it a measure of what you are worth as a person?
Okay, everyone, listen, before we just go on, we're going to give you 30 seconds because I know people be like, Kim, don't do that. You're not giving us a chance. And she just kept right on talking, and I'll get all these emails and comments later. So we're going to give you 30 seconds to put the right answer. And also, everyone that's on the panel, go ahead and share this broadcast right from my personal Facebook page with your friends and family too, to invite them into the discussion. Okay, 30 seconds. What is a budget is the question. The first person to answer it can win something from Dr. Lysandra Hill. 1, make sure, is it a financial plan based on your income and expenses? 2, money saved for an emergency? 3, a measure of what a person is worth? What's your answer? All right, Dr. Hill, let's see who came up with the answer first.
All right.
Okay, well, Vanessa Prasad Robert is on, and she said she believes that it's 1.
You were right. Yeah. It's a financial plan based on your income and expenses. Money's coming in, money's going out. You got to have a plan. You got to have a plan. And on top of that plan should be your name. I know you have bills. You want to pay those expenses and everything, but I'm telling you, the first bill should be yourself. Your name should be at the top of the list, and you should be putting something aside every day. And then you say, well, man, all my money is going here and there. No, that's why you got to sit down, and it's going to take time, but it's going to be the best use of your time. Write down where that money is going. If you think about that money you're spending on coffee, I don't know. We like coffee, but there's somewhere your money is going that you can make some adjustments. Why? Because you can put that money to work. If you've ever heard of the rule of 72, you need to learn that rule. I'm not going to get all into that right now, but basically the rule of 72 is if you take the number 72 divided by the interest rate. Like if you're getting 1% interest at the bank, they don't give you that much. I mean, they don't even give you that much, but you take 72 divided by 1. That's 72. That means that your money is going to double in 72 years.
Wow.
And do you have that long to wait? No. So, if you're getting 6% interest on your money, take 72 divided by 6. I don't remember my math, but anyway, I think that's 12. That means your money's going to double every 12 years.
Well, we did have a city councilwoman in Virginia that also got the correct answer, Tina Vick.
Okay, I have 2 prizes to give away then.
Well, see, I'm so glad that I did put her name up. Yes, way to represent Newport News, Virginia. Tina Vick, 757 is in the house.
Okay, Tina and
Vanessa.
Yes, we have 2 winners there. So, guys, you do want to budget. Yes, budget is very important because it's going to give you a plan of action. You want to take action now on what to do with your money, and a budget will help you to do that. It's not a bad word. It's a good thing because It allows you to see what money you have that you can place to pay yourself, especially pay yourself. Okay, so I have another question, one more.
All right.
So we can get some more winners here. The next question is the best way to ensure a successful budget.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay,
This is
the
my
best
last
way
question.
to, oh, Shannon, you are on it in the back office. Thank you. You like everybody
What
just
is,
let me do my one job, and then things can flow smoothly around here. She got her finger up doing this in the back. One job. All right. Okay. Let's put that comment here.
what is the best way to ensure a successful budget?
Okay.
One, is it to prioritize your wants and needs? Number two,
Oh wait. Okay.
e-
Wait. Let me grab that.
eliminate. Number two, you can eliminate unnecessary expenses. I'm sorry. No. Number two is review and update regularly.
So these are the options, you guys. So it's one, prioritize your wants and your needs. Number
Right.
two is review and update
Eliminate.
regularly.
I'm sorry. Yes, review and update regularly. Yes. Number two, and then number three, spend every dollar that you earn each month.
We
Which
know.
one is the correct answer?
Okay, let's see. Spend every dollar that you earn each month is option number three, which I know that we know.
Okay. So
Okay.
the best way to ensure a successful budget, number one, prioritize your wants and needs. Number two, review and update regularly. Or number three, spend every dollar you make.
Well, one person already responded, which is Tina Vick, and she said, "How about this? Just stick to the budget. How about that?"
Now that will work every day, right?
Okay, let's see. And you said number three was spend every dollar you make. All right, everyone, those are your three options. And the question again is, what's the question here? The best way to ensure a successful budget is the question. So go ahead and take a second to respond. Tell us your answer now. The question is, what is the best way to ensure a successful budget? One, prioritize your wants and your needs. Two, review and update regularly. Or three, spend every dollar you earn each month. Tell us your answer and be the first to respond to win a prize by Dr. Lysandria Hill, the Transformer. All right, let's see what answer came in. Let's see. Stick to it. I love that answer too. Stick to it. Let's see. Okay. So number two, Tina Vick said, and then so her and Vanessa and my mom, all three.
Okay.
But the first one is Tina Vick.
Yeah. All three. Let's see. Hold on. Everyone that got the correct answer there.
No, that is the correct answer. So you guys do all have, you ladies all did receive the first correct answer, which is what Tina Vick is.
The number two, it's important to review and update regularly because things can change from month to month, and you do want to review and update your budget on a regular basis. But guys, remember this: you definitely want to pay yourself first. And I'm very excited about providing more information to you. When it comes to money, there's a lot to know about money. And unfortunately, we don't know it all, but I can help. And so I'm Dr. Hill, the Transformer. You can reach me. My information is on the screen there. 469-288-6064 is my number, my Instagram page, my Facebook page. Reach out to me. And those winners for this morning, go ahead and just DM me, and I can have the connection there. I can get the information. Your ebook, it's a free ebook I want to get in your hands, okay? All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Jacobs, for
all right. Well,
time.
thank you so much. And again, that's 469-288-6064 for Dr. Lysandria Hill, the Transformer. She can talk with you about credit restoration and definitely help you with your budgeting. And even there's some kind of program like where you may be paying rent for your property, where you can get credit for it on your credit. So make sure you say Kim Jacobs, the Kim Jacobs Show referred you, okay?
Exactly.
And let her know that you're reaching out because you want to get this information. So there are all kinds of services that the company that she works with and represents offers, okay? All right. So I am going to, let's go here. Thank you so much, Dr.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
All right. Greg Moore, I'm gonna sandwich you in because you're one of my experts too, right? So because y'all are my every kind of week experts, so I'm gonna sandwich you all in. I'm gonna put Marie up next. Let me put you up next, Marie Hall, and give you to unmute yourself and take a moment to introduce everyone to you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marie Hall, and I am a minister, educator, author. I am the CEO and founder of Ruby Mac Learning Academy, and I'm just so excited to be here today.
Excellent. So what do you want to talk to us about today, Marie, and some of the things that you speak about and things that I know you're going to be on a big conference that's coming up soon, and it's the Time to Level Up Summit. I want to make sure that I tell everyone about that in detail. But what are you going to be talking about?
Well, for the Level Up Summit, I'm going to be talking about Do It Afraid. But today I actually want to talk about education because it's important that you educate your children, especially if you're living in a marginalized community. Oftentimes those children don't have the support that they need. And so it is so important that you start early with the pre-K program and you get them actively involved in some kind of support system, especially if they are struggling in school. With this pandemic, we know that it has been very difficult to just navigate in education. Students are falling behind. And so I give support to students, especially those in marginalized communities. I offer tutorial services for free. So if you are in a marginalized community and your child needs services, please look me up. I'm here to help them out. Or if you need other educational services, I offer those too. I do adult education and I help adults that are ELL learners trying to learn English. I help them as well. And so you can get all of the help that you need if you come and see me. I am here to support you. I'm here to support your children. We know that children living in marginalized communities typically fall 2 to 3 years behind their peers in other areas that are progressing. And so sometimes we don't take education as seriously as we need to. And so we really need to support our children in these areas, especially our Black and brown babies who are suffering the most in reading and math. And so I really, really, really want to encourage you to be involved in your child's education. If you can't make it to parent-teacher conferences, ask if there are other times that will help you have a meeting with your child. We're virtual now, so you can always get a virtual meeting. You don't have to be in the meeting. Maybe you need to have a telephone conference because you can't make it. Don't just accept that you can't come. It is important for you to be involved and for you to be seen, be visible, because you are the first teacher of your children.
You better believe it.
Education is the passport to the future. And so many of our children are falling behind, and that is why they're turning towards other things outside of education. They're falling into the streets and falling into the justice system. And so we really want to catch them before they fall away from what is really true and near. Kids are suffering tremendously right now because we're social distancing. And even though we're in school right now, we're still social distancing. We're still online. There is no interaction. And so you really want to make sure that you are keeping up with your children. Don't just put it off on the teachers and the administrators, because you have a responsibility as well as the parent. And so we want you to be involved. We can't do everything. It takes all of us working together to turn the wheel. And so if you're not involved, you kind of leave it up to us to make those choices. And as you know, many of our children, Black and brown children, are falling into special education, and that is just not so. We have very bright kids, and we don't want to just push them off into special education because a teacher is saying, or an administrator is saying, that their test scores don't show that they are academically able to do the work. That is just not so. And so you want to be involved. Don't just take what teachers are saying. Don't take what administrators are saying. Yes, I am an advocate for children. I advocate for children. And so make sure that you are involved. You get all the information, you get all the reports, you stay on top of what you need to stay on top of as a parent, and you're sitting down with every teacher that is involved. And please, 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 parents, just because your children go to middle school and high school, that's when you really still need to be involved. That's not the time to take your hands off. Many times parents don't get involved as they should in middle school and high school, but that's even more reason to be involved, because that's when a lot of peer pressure begins to take over and kids begin to get into things that are not suitable for them to get into, and they get led astray easily, and they get into drugs and other things. And so you really need to be involved in the middle school and high school. Don't take your hands off because you think that they're able to be responsible for themselves.
That is such incredible information that you are sharing, such important information, and especially, and I'm sure any of you that have seen the news this week, just yesterday, there's a young child that's 13 years old that in the Chicago area that was killed by a police officer. And that, you know what, the reason I'm saying this right now, we do our weekly highlights and everything that's going on in the news on Fridays, because that's kind of like what's trending and everything that's happening in our country. But the reason I'm saying it right now, Marie, to what you're talking about, is because we all as parents, our children go through different phases of their lives. We can't predict that every phase of our child's life is going to be one of, hey, it's blitz, it's like this great time. And there are things that's happened with my children along the journey. And I'm like, please don't tell me you're going to be that guy. Are you going to do this?
Right.
Is that what you're going to do? Because I'm trying to advocate for you. But this is what I'm seeing. And this is a pattern that's not going to bode well for your life. But Marie, we don't want our children, no matter what phase they're in, even if they run in with a 21-year-old in the middle of the night, to be gunned down in any way, shape, or form, right?
Right.
So there are things that's happening in the land now that's very different, at a different level, where you say, and again, this is not the views of the Kim Jacobs Show. I am Kim, a person that's just saying my thoughts as an individual on some matters, not the show. This is not representing the show in any way, shape, or form. So I always have to put that as a disclaimer. But I do not want any of my children or any of your children watching to be in a situation that they shouldn't be in anyway. We know that. What are you doing out doing this? But that neither here nor there. If the police stop you and tell you, show your hands, and your hands are raised, then that should give you the opportunity to come home.
Right.
In my personal opinion.
Right.
I'm gonna just leave it at that, okay? Because this is just Kim's opinion. Y'all, everybody can have their own thoughts, okay? And you can have yours as a viewer as well. So Marie, what you're saying is so profound and so important today, that we have to advocate for our children educationally, and systemically, from a social perspective, from an etiquette and dealing with the police perspective. All kinds of perspectives have to come into play. Okay, any closing comments you wanted to say? I know I went way off. Sorry.
No, you didn't, because all of that affects children in schools today, because they feel like they have other options that they can pursue that are not good for them. And I just want to say, with this virtual learning, it's been a journey, it's been a struggle. And I think across the board, all across America, all across the world, we are finding that virtual learning is very difficult for many of our students. Yeah. And it's not the same as in-person learning. And so you have to be involved even more so now than ever before, because children are falling behind even more so than they were when they were in school. Listen. We already have a school to prison pipeline. The research shows that. There's no denying that. And I really feel that we really need to look at the way that we're doing education, because it needs to change. And I'm an educator and I'm saying this, but the
Right.
truth needs to be told. Education needs to change, and it needs to be more relevant and more real to the children that we are serving.
I love everything that you've shared today. Listen, if you all want to connect with Marie Hall, she actually has it as mariesboatwright.com, right?
Yes.
MARIES boat BOATWRIGHT.com. And the reason I say it is because I also have iHeart and iTunes and SoundCloud. Any of your favorite podcast outlets, we're also airing there as well. We air across multiple platforms. So it's mariesboatwright.com or rubymac-learning-academy.com. You can also email her at info@mariesboatwright.com. Take advantage of some of the things that she's offering for adults and for children. All right. So Renee, you're going to come on next, but before you come on, I want to make sure that I take a moment to, let me put this up for today's episode sponsor. I think this will be a good time to put this one up with Time to Level Up. It's a conference that's coming up. It's free to register. It starts today, the 16th through the 18th. You don't want to miss Time to Level Up, y'all. I'm going to make sure I share this commercial with you from the person that put it all together. But today's episode is sponsored in part by time2levelup.com. Go there. It's free to register. There are over like 20,000, and I'm not even exaggerating at all, 20,000 or more people that participate in this conference each year that's put together by Kern Cherry. So let me take a moment and introduce you to the founder of this project and let her say it herself. Here you go.
Level up, level up, level up. It's time to level up. I am Kern Cherry, Butts in the Seat Queen here, a host, creator, and visionary of Level Up International Virtual Summit. It is taking place right now, April the 16th through the 18th, April the 16th through the 18th. You want to make sure to go to Level Up Summit 2021.com, Level Up Summit 2021.com. That is Level Up Summit 2021.com. Register for free so that you can enjoy over 100 speakers and panelists that will be participating in this conference, enjoying headliners like Dr. Cheryl Wood, Dr. Sonia Stribling, Natasha Grano, Maggie Cook, Eric Swanson, and many more, and of course, myself. So Level Up Summit 2021.com. Register right now for free.
All right, everyone. So I am going to just share this one screen just blew me away. And when because Kern is all modest and chill, but she puts together this real impactful event, and I am just like blown away by it. So let me just share with you this screen here. This is the Level Up conference that's taking place. This is where you'll actually go to actually reserve your seat. But these speakers are powerhouses. It's like their mission is to be able to bring people together, the best, the brightest, the most brilliant entrepreneurs, business leaders, world changers for this 3-day conference to connect, create, and contribute. Make sure if you do get a chance to let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you, but you are in for a serious treat. It's 3 days, it's interactive, and you're going to leave with your action plan for the rest of 2021. And the speakers are powerful, so you don't want to miss it. All right, everyone. So we are going to now go to, let me put Renee Jones over there. How are you, Renee?
I'm great. I'm honored to be here.
Make sure you show us your device. We can't connect you in because we can't see your camera, so I can see you backstage. All right, go ahead. Let's go, Renee, the Hope Bird.
Yes, I'm excited to be here. This is amazing. This summit, Level Up 2021 with Karen Cherry and Associates. or Kern, Cherry and Associates. Everybody pronounces it differently. But I am here and I hail from Indianapolis, Indiana. And what I'm talking about regarding the Level Up Summit is overcoming adversities. I come from a background of multiple adversities, and you can find me today between 12 and 2:45, I believe it is. My presentation will be airing in the summit, and you will find it listed under overcoming the residual effects of adversities. So what I'm talking about basically is child abuse and the trauma that we are left with and that we have to that we suffer and struggle through as survivors of child abuse. Also talking about adversities in general, like I say. So for me, I come from a background where by the time I was in 5th grade, I noticed that I was being abused in my household by my stepfather. I endured emotional, mental, and sexual abuse. And I think the toughest part of it was, more than the abuse, was the fact that my mother knew about it and she didn't do anything to stop it. So then there was abandonment issues and rejection as well. And the amazing part about it is, though, I struggled with a lot of residual effects from different traumatic experiences. But this traumatic experience was by far the most resounding, the most impactful adversity of my lifetime, because this particular trauma, Kim, because this particular trauma left me with traumatic after effects, or aftermaths, as I like to call it, that were long reaching, far decades deep into my life. And so I found myself just stifled. I was stuck and stifled in what I call the muck and the mire. And I was frustrated because I could not, no matter how I tried, I couldn't figure out how to get loose or how to get free from the triggers, from the memories, from the smells, from all of these I call them ghosts that haunted, they would haunt me. They were demons is what basically, really. And so they never wanted to loose me and let me go or allow me to forget the experiences. And more than anything, I was taunted and I was afraid. That fear, I remember that fear. And it caused me to, as an adult, to kowtow and I could not get out from under the oppression of this trauma. And so I couldn't become great. I could not fulfill my greatness in the world. And so the long and short of it is, after 40 years of struggling with these residual effects and never being able to be the me that God had called me to be to completion, I was one day called into the office of my superior, where I worked for 8 years. And she said to me, I think you need to go to HR and see if you have any FMLA time. Because I worked, she was an attorney, and I was making some serious mistakes and errors on my job, and things just began to collapse because I had lived long enough with all of these adversities to where what I call, they were happening in single files and overlapping events, And so what happened was, it came a point to where, being a human being, I'm not a machine, we're not machines. You can only take so much. And so what happened was, I had what I call a psychological crash. And I ended up being sent home on FMLA, never to return to this job. And so what happened was, I ended up making a pivot. And instead of going back to work for somebody else, God called me to begin to work for him. And so I came home, and the Lord sat me down and he said, I need you to confront these issues. I need you to deal with them. And so the Lord took me on this journey where I went through 5 major steps, and I had to be fearless. I had to be courageous. I had to be bold, and I had to confront these issues, and I had to really face the truths about their ugliness. No matter how denial worthy they were, I had to face them. And once I faced the truths, that was the beginning. I was on the path to deliverance, because they no longer had power over me. I began to have power over them. And so that's what I'm out here doing now, is taking my pain and suffering and going back, reaching back and getting others who are in the pain, the same kind of pain and suffering I had struggled with for 40 years.
Wow, 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 wow. Okay, so that is such a mouthful. And what happens is people, again, this show, the Kim Jacobs Show, just for everyone that's tuning in, the whole point of the show is to be able to provide you with things that people have actually done, they've experienced, they're balanced, they've managed in their lives, they're juggling these different things that they've had to overcome in their lifetime. And the piece of the puzzle that they may be sharing right here on this show may be the missing piece of the puzzle in your life that can make it a little bit more complete. So today, what Renee Jones was just sharing is stuff that I know so many people have experienced and they've kept quiet. So what advice would you give to people, Renee, that really could help people get to the other side of this? Because if you've never experienced it, you can't talk about. I know I cannot speak to certain things that I don't know except for just book knowledge. And there's a huge difference between book knowledge and real life empathy and sympathy and connection. If that person really went through it. So and I learned that once my son passed. Nothing I provided to people in the past mattered. Nothing. After my son passed, I knew that I could connect with people at a different level. Whole different level than anything I had ever done as a first lady. God bless you. You have our deepest sympathy, comfort of strength, and all. Oh yeah. Okay, not that it doesn't matter, but I know now how much it matters, comparatively speaking, to being in the situation. So tell us, what can people do, Renee?
Well, first of all, I want to say what you're talking about is what my grandmother calls bought wit. That is better than told. In other words, you bought and paid for that wisdom, okay? Because you lived through, you went through the fire to get it.
Right.
So, but the other thing is, I also want to say that April, every year, April is the month of prevention regarding child neglect and abuse. And so I normally have on blue, and forgive me, community, I don't have on my blue today, but you wear blue in support. So I just want to say that as well. But what I would say to people who are out here and who are going through it is, first and foremost, to those of you who are what I call knowing adults, if you know that a child is in danger or if they are being abused, I'm asking you not to mind your own business.
Oh, not
to mind your own business. Because so many times what is being reported is people are saying they're minding their own business. I'm going to need you I'm going to need you to mind your own business until it comes to the business of child abuse. Then I'm asking you not to mind your own business. I need you to break the silence, and I need you to report, so that, because you could be saving a lot. I mean, you're not, if not literally saving a child's life, because some people who abuse, some abusers are violent, and so you could be literally saving a child's life. If not literally, then mentally and emotionally, psychologically, you are saving a child from this place of brokenness that so many of us are aware of, that we wish we never knew, And so I'm asking you to break the silence. Do that first and foremost, always. It is up to us to protect us. We have to protect our children and our communities. And the other thing is this. If you're going through abuse, this is hard. This is hard to say. I'm going to say it. I need you to know that this too shall pass. I need you to know that you can make it through the abuse. When you are afraid and you feel like you are all alone, I need you to know that there are those of us out here praying for you. And I told people, and they didn't do anything. People knew, not just my mother, neighbors knew, they didn't do anything. But I need you to know I got through it, and you can get through it too. And I hate to say that, but unless somebody breaks the silence, you have to get in. I had dogs. I talked to my dolls, try to get it out any way you can in the most safe way you possibly can. I talked to people in my family that have passed, and I told them all about my sorrows, my worries, my struggles, but any way you can, when you start to talk about it, you start to heal. And so I'm just saying, hang in there. And I'm praying the Calvary is coming.
Mm.
Don't give up. Don't give up on life. Don't do that because somebody is coming. All right, just hang in there. Okay,
Wow.
that's what I'm
That
asking you to do.
that's just extremely inspiring, and I know that it's going to resonate with somebody that's listening or watching today. And even if you're not personally experiencing this, share it with someone. That you don't have to say I'm sharing this with you because I know that somebody in your family is going through it. Just start a watch party and encourage people, and they'll glean what they need to glean, because God has a way of allowing people to experience what they need to experience in that season in their lives. So let's give you Renee Jones information. Renee Jones, founder of Treasures for Trauma, is a nonprofit organization that you can reach her at Renee, and it's spelled Ranee Jones at what? At reneejones.com. Maybe that's it. Okay, we'll figure it out. But info at reneejones.com is her email. Info at reneejones.com is her email, and you can reach her. And you can also visit her site at reneejones.com. reneejones.com. We'll put the correct information up shortly. All right. So, wow, Renee, thank you so much for opening your heart. You are the Hope Bird. Thank you for sharing, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I'm going to actually end up here now going to another. Hey, Shannon, can you put, if you will, put Greg Moore's commercial up as well, his information for me? I'd really appreciate it. But in the meantime, I'm going to introduce you all to snowlegal.com, and I'll put their information up right now. Snowlegal.com is another one of our episode sponsors, and they deal with all different types of injury cases. If you've been injured on a bicycle, motorcycle accident, attorney Kenneth D. Snow came on and talked from that perspective. And I never even had thought about people that are bicyclists that come and they're riding down the street and then they get hit. How do you know what can happen? He was sharing a legal moment on our show, and it was so profound. So some of the information that he shares, you definitely want to connect with them. Let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you. They are in the Charlotte and the South Carolina area. And he's willing to do a consultation of answering a question for you if you say that you heard about him on the Kim Jacobs Show. The phone number is 704-358-0026. And you can also email them at info@snowlegal.com. Again, let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show did send you their way. And I am going to introduce you to Snow Legal right now.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, Attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or rideshare, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation. Located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
All right, everybody. And we are back here on the Kim Jacobs Show, and super excited to have with us Greg Moore as well. So Greg, I'm going to put you over here in the hot seat for a second here. And I am looking forward to hearing what you're going to be sharing. But let me kick this thing off right. Okay. So not only is he here today to talk with us as one of our experts, and you see him frequently with youcanfliphouses.com, he started an academy. And the academy, I'm not going to take away the thunder, because then it's like I'm going to say everything he's going to say. But he's like, Kim, can I just say my own stuff? All right. I'm just so excited because I've never known of a way that you can really start at ground zero and learn how to be able to actually own real estate and flip these properties and stuff. So I'm super excited personally about his academy that he offers. So let me do my own thing for a second and say today's episode, we'll come back and let you be in the hot seat. But today's episode is sponsored by Greg Moore, youcanfliphouses.com. Make sure you take a moment to write this information down, screenshot it, youcanfliphouses.com. And you want to be a part of an academy that he's already started, and you don't want to miss out. All of it's there. So all you have to do is go ahead and register. By registering, you'll be able to get into the academy and get quickly on board with what's happening. It's some great information and you don't want to miss out on it. But let me let you learn more directly from Greg Moore's commercial, and then you're going to hear the man himself right here on the show. All right, so let's go to Greg Moore. You can flip houses right now. Here you go.
What's up, y'all? It's Greg Moore, founder of You Can Flip Houses Academy. Listen, I'm often asked the question, how did you get started flipping houses? Listen, I played for the Patriots in the NFL, and in the game against the Browns, I had a career-ending injury. I was devastated, but I used the money from my rookie season. I bought a house, I flipped it. Fast forward to today, and I flipped over 300 properties, man. And listen, I teach people just like you how to do the same. Join me in my academy at youcanfliphouses.com, and I'll see you on the inside.
All right, everyone.
Wow.
We have here Greg Moore, former. Well, you introduce yourself. Go ahead, Greg. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Kim, just for having me here. Being on this platform is such an important show today. I've been blown away by the speakers before me, dealing with some really important issues for our community, Kim. So thank you for having these guests and for them addressing such important parts of things that we need to address, like mental health, education, and trauma. I mean, that is phenomenal. So I want to thank your guests. I want to thank you, Kim, just for this show. Phenomenal show. But I'm Greg Moore, former New England Patriot. I'm a real estate investor. I've flipped over 300 properties, and I've been doing this for over 20 years. And for the first time, I've started an academy so that you too can learn how to flip properties, just like me. And I've got some students from the Kim Jacobs show that are involved in my academy, and I'm reviewing 5 deals total, and 3 of those deals from this week only are from my students. And so I applaud them for taking action. Yeah, I applaud them. Ella is one of those, your mom. She is on fire. I promise you, she's on fire. And she just has this passion that she believes that she can do this. And that's part of the whole thing. This is not traditional real estate. This is creative real estate. And we break it down all the way to the ground level so that you have an understanding. And the reason for that is you have to have a mastery, right? Michael Jordan, LeBron James, they mastered their craft. And the way that they mastered it is they just studied it longer than anybody else. They practiced it when everybody else was sleeping. They're first in the gym and they're the last to leave. And that's what you have to do with any business. And that's what I've done with real estate, with flipping houses. I've been doing this so long that I've been able to take the strategies that everyone else has, and then I've developed even a new strategy. It's called a hybrid flip. I'm going to be introducing that later on the first of next month. And that's for an advanced investor who's already in the game. But I'm going to show them how they can even monetize even more money and help more people in real estate investing.
Wow. Okay, so some comments have come in. People are like saying, hey, let's tag some people. Thank you, Mackenzie, for tagging some people. Jay Kreitz, they're talking about renovations and flipping houses like you do. Come on, get on board, Jay Kreitz. All right. Let's see. Let's make sure we know how people can get in touch with you. Is through Instagram and LinkedIn.
Greg, I Can Flip Houses on Instagram, Greg Moore on Facebook. And the best way to find out all the information that you need to know regarding the academy, just go to youcanfliphouses.com and follow the prompts. We got all the information on there. And I've decided something just in this moment, Kim, that I'm going to do for your show, right? Okay. In this moment, right? Ordinarily, the cost for my academy is only 66 cents per day, right? We probably waste that doing all kinds of things. But just today only, If you sign up for my academy today, go to youcanfliphouses.com. I'm going to cut that even 40%. So you're going to pay only 44 cents a day to learn how to flip houses. And the thing that's going to mean for you is that you're going to develop, financial freedom. Most of us spend 40 to 60 hours a week working, right? Trading our time, and that's all we have. That's the only commodity we can't get more of. That's really our life, right? The time that we have here. So we're trading parts of our life for an hourly wage. You'll never get financial freedom that way. You'll never be independent financially. You'll never have generational wealth so that you can share it, and you'll never build a legacy that way, right? You have to be able to use your gifts in order to receive the harvest that God has for you. I'm willing to teach and train and mentor you through that process.
That is so incredible. That right there, you cannot get a better offer than that, everyone. So make sure you take advantage of what Greg Moore, youcanfliphouses.com is offering. If you go and register today, right now, that's why I'm telling you, start watch parties and stuff. Get everybody you know that might be interested in real estate to register today. They are going to receive 40% off. Will it be some kind of code that they need to use, or how?
Yeah, they'll just need to type in Kim Jacobs Show. I already have already set up for them to go ahead and register that way. You'll see that option when you go through the prompts on the website.
Okay, and so once Shannon types that in the back office, then I'll put it right on the screen for you all as well. And that is just an incredible offer, Greg. Wow.
Yes. I'm excited.
Yes, everybody. The people that come on the Kim Jacobs Show, y'all are just awesome and life-changing information. And Dorian, the only reason I haven't pulled you in is because your device is not connected. I would hate to end the show and I can't see you. I just see that it says device not connected. So I know that I keep typing and trying to get you on. But okay, let me put this today only. Sign up. And we're going to put this right up here as a comment for everyone. I misspelled something. Give me a second. Okay. See, Shannon, how I do that? Okay. Is it I-E-V-E? Receive, E before I. Okay, right?
So Kim, I'm giving your listeners the same deal that you and Ella got. It's the same deal.
Oh.
So $167 for the complete year. And we have class and instruction weekly on Wednesdays. And then the first Monday of every month is a master class on a particular strategy. And all of my students have the ability to partner with me on every deal. So it's almost like you've got that 20 years experience as well, because I'm going to be right there holding your hand, walking you through.
You cannot get that. And the fact that he's so passionate from being in the NFL, when you make it to the NFL, you're already an elite kind of thinker. It's not everybody wants to be in the NFL, but there are only a few that actually break that barrier and get there. Well, Greg Moore broke that barrier, was with the New England Patriots, and just had something happen that changed his life. And he still took that same passion and zeal to this. So he's basically the NFL Hall of Famer of flipping houses. Yeah, I could be your agent. See, yeah, see, Greg, you can you do something?
I like that. Hey, we got a kickback for you on that, Kim. For sure.
No, I'm joking.
I wanted your listeners though to have the same opportunity that I gave you, and so this is just for your listeners, just for the day. All you got to do is type in, Kim. I'm from the Kim Jacobs Show, and we'll recognize that, and you'll get the special offer.
Excellent. Thank you so much for offering that. Okay, so let's keep it moving. It's so much. Dorian, if you can connect your device, that'd be helpful. But let me take a moment because it's a special day today in my family. I have my sister. It's her birthday. And so I'm going to put a bunch of pictures up of her. And you can't tell my sister nothing. Look, she is serious about her fitness, and she exercises every day faithfully. She's a mom. She's a wife. She's a businesswoman. And today is my sister Felicia's birthday. Happy birthday to you, Felicia. And so glad to be able to celebrate with you. You are amazing, wonderful person, and just full of life, love, and everybody that encounters you, we're all blessed to be even better because of you. So enjoy your special day. Okay, all right, everybody. And this week too, my son turned 16, so I'll put that up too. Jeremiah, he just turned 16 this week, and he was like, "Mom, make sure you tell everybody your Cash App for me." That's so funny. He's like, seriously, see. So I told everybody it's Kimjacobinc if you ever want to send a Cash App to Jeremiah, because he got all his Cash Apps that you guys sent. And he's an actor and wants to be the very first Miles Morales Black Spider-Man. So he's excited about that. So that's, he wants to be the Black Spider-Man. This is him right here, and him in the Spider-Man suit. So you can't tell him nothing. He's going to accomplish his goals and dreams. And he's been working up to get that 6-pack going so he can try to be ready. He's African-American, obviously African-American male. He has a disease called cystic fibrosis. And so, and speaking of children and being an advocate, he wants to be the first African-American actor with this lung disease, even though we kick it in head, but with this lung disease, to be able to be a famous actor that can inspire other children that have so-called life-limiting disabilities, that you can be anything you want to be in life. And so y'all just encourage him on his journey as well. All right, we know too that some things that's going on in the news, that there will never be another rapper icon like DMX. So anybody, we're going to put these links here for you guys, and you'll be able to go back and click on the links and see all of the, even if I don't put them right now before we end the whole broadcast later, I'll put all of those links in of some of the things that we're talking about. But we all know and love rapper icon DMX. Okay, so the families of George Floyd, Dante Wright, they hold an emotional press conference in the Minneapolis area. And so if you missed that information, that'll be in the comment section as well. It's just a lot. It's a lot happening across the land, everyone. So we have to keep these families in prayer. There's no way that you could go out of your home that day thinking that you're just going to get a routine traffic stop and not come home. That has to be disturbing, and no matter what your nationality is, I would think, right? I would think anybody would think that that is totally unacceptable and disturbing. That my child, my loved one, and God forbid, just because of the color of their skin type of thing, they could possibly not come home. That is a common thing that I say to my family. Now, be careful not just be careful because you're trying to watch for oncoming traffic or accidents and stuff like that. That's standard to say that, God bless you, drive safely, be careful. But you should never have to add to that, be careful, because if the police stops you, you can put your hands out. You saw the officer to put his hand, the military person to put his hands out the window and still gets sprayed and says, "Come on, what in the world? This isn't right." This is Kim Jacobs speaking. I always have to put that disclaimer. This is Kim as a person speaking, not as my show. Cherie Shepard dazzles while showing off her keto diet. So in all these links, we'll put them in because she actually has her whole curvy look going on. So we'll show you those links and things. And some other things that's been happening as well. BET's Baldwin Hill star, I don't know how to pronounce it, I think it's Jaron Taylor, passed away, obviously, at the age of 30. And I can tell you guys, too, let me talk personally for a second, because I got my COVID vaccine shot. Anybody else on the panel get their COVID shot? Not yet? Okay. Well, I got my second one, and my arm was sore, because this is, again, transparency. My arm was sore. I still would do it again, but I was tired throughout this past week, way more than I normally am. And I wanted to share that with you guys, because I think that as people are taking that step to getting the vaccine, that we need to speak up and say what's happening as a result of it. So, because like some of my family, like, we want to see how it, my family, they're like, three of us got it, and the other ones were like, no, we want to see what happened to you. And then we'll talk about what I'm going to do. They don't. So I let each person kind of make their own decision. I don't think anybody should be forced to get some kind of injection in their arm and they don't want it. So we have varying opinions in our family over here. So anyway, I just wanted to give y'all an update that my arm is fine now. I'm okay, but I was extremely tired this past week, more than ever before. But would I do it again? Yes. So that's me, Kim. Again, that's not the show saying we support vaccines. Okay. Okay. Any other? It's a lot of different things. There was a man in Maine arrested for setting fire to a black church. I don't know. Had anybody heard that story? Yeah. So all of the stories. Thank you, Rachel. By the way, Rachel on our team. I have a whole team of individuals here on the Kim Jacobs Show, and they have different things that they do. So Rachel pulls these together. Wow. So the UCLA gymnastics teams are our new girls united digital cover stars. So all of these different articles and things we're going to be putting in the comments, and you'll be able to click on them and just catch up on all the news right here through the Kim Jacobs Show. The youngest female trader on Wall Street reveals the best financial advice that she ever received. And so that link will be in the comments section as well. So if you want to know how to get some great financial advice, you'll be able to hear it from one of the youngest female traders. Let's see. A major cruise line announced that they plan to restart more than half of their fleet. What do y'all feel about that? Going back on a cruise? Anybody unmute yourself? Thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not a big cruise person. It's still, with these variants of COVID, doesn't seem safe.
Okay. All right.
I
Well,
agree.
you agree?
I agree.
All right. So let's see what the studio audience, any of these things that we're talking about, y'all want to chime out? Oh, somebody said, hey, you go, Jeremiah. And then, it's not right. What's happening? Right. Mackenzie, I agree. Mackenzie's on my team as well. And she does a lot of the TikTok videos that you all will see. So if you follow, I think she put it as at the Kim Jacobs Show on TikTok over there. And she said she got her first shot as well. Great job, Greg. Tina there. You get Tina in your class. In the Newport News area, she know exactly where all the properties are because she is a world-renowned leader right in Virginia.
That's awesome, Kim. My strategies work nationwide. I have clients and students all over the United States. So, yeah, we'd be glad to have Miss Vic.
Good. So Tina, Vic, here you go. Make sure you know that you can fliphouses.com. It's $169 for the year, which is unheard of. It's absurd. The information that he shares in just the first 5 minutes of his videos that he does is well worth thousands, not no hundred. I can't even believe that he's doing anything like this. And I know I keep harping on it, but that's because I've actually been in the class and I know what's coming from it. So you cannot get that information without paying your NFL salary to get it. Okay.
Thank you so much,
Kim. Not, his agent or anything, but I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. All right. I tagged my dad. He has over 12 properties. Mackenzie, girl, you better get your daddy involved. Yes. Dr. Yolanda Jerry, the author of, and she has 30 authors of My Walk Past Hell. She says, good morning to everyone on the panel. All right. Let's see. It's been so much going on. Viola Davis of The Beauty of Aging and the Importance of Apologizing to Her Daughter. So we'll put that article in there because she does a formal apology, the importance of apologizing to her daughter. Wow. But again, the Chicago boy was not holding a gun when the officer shot him, according to what we can see. Some things we just can see right there. It's right there on the dash cam. His hands are up. There's nothing in his hands. So we'll put that up there. You can make your own best informed decision. And she said, hey, sorry I'm late, everyone. Just popping in to say hello. Work on the Level Up Summit. Yes, everybody knows to go to timetolevelup.com. Over 20,000 participants that's going to be there. And make sure I let you guys know that today's episode is also sponsored by Hunter Everidge Law Firm. And I want to take a second right quick to talk to you about them. Now, Hunter Everidge Law Firm, let me put that up. It's a very interesting situation. They're in the Charlotte and the Richmond area. And what they do is they focus on Social Security benefits. They also focus on wrongful death suits and things that you just don't know how to deal with, workers' compensation and things. Guess what? You can call them at 704-377-9157. And they are Attorney Everidge and Attorney Hunter. And you can reach out to them and let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. Attorney Everidge is going to actually be on doing a corner. We call it the Attorney Everidge Corner on Monday at 11:30 to 11:45 during our regularly scheduled programming. He's going to come on and answer questions about wrongful death suits. So if you have questions, he's going to come on free for 15 minutes to answer any questions that you may have. So be sure to see that on Monday during our regularly scheduled programming. And let me introduce you to him formally through this commercial right quick. And then we're going to go ahead and get ready to start bringing the show to closure. And so get each of your individual closing comments together. You know how you come on the show, Renee and Marie, like, I wanted to say this, and now, Lord have mercy, I didn't say it. Do I interrupt her? What do I do? Because I got to get this point out. I'm going to give you a chance to say your closing point. So go ahead right after this commercial break. Here we go.
When someone has lost a loved one, they want to know what exactly happened. They want to know, is the other person going to be held responsible? And they want closure. At Hunter & Everett, we help clients that have lost a loved one move on, and to do that with dignity and respect that they deserve.
All right, everyone. And I would be remiss not to tell you that we do have a 4 and an 8 week masterclass here through the Kim Jacobs Show at kimjacobsconsulting.com. And what you learn is you get the opportunity to learn how to start your own show from scratch. So everything you need to know from A to Z that I know anyway. And I've been having a show back on PBS for 3 seasons. I've had it on the Word Network. I filmed at the old Jim and Tammy Faye Baker studio, have had many celebrity guests flown in to be a part of my platform, and now just went virtually because of COVID. So I've been the expert for NBC for multiple years. Did balance makeovers, Coca-Cola sponsored, and we sent me out to do balance makeovers for families to teach them how to be able to have more synergy and harmony and different things that they were experiencing within their units. So when I say I can help you start your own show from scratch, I can help you start your own show from scratch through a 4 or an 8 week masterclass that I offer. And here's what you'll learn during those sessions. And you can go to kimjacobsconsulting.com to learn more. We're going to come back right with our closing comments now. Hey everyone, I'm Kim Jacobs, and I'm so excited to go on this journey with you. You and I are going to have a great time as you go through this course on how to create your own online show from scratch. Everything that you need to know from A to Z, everything that I know anyway, I'm going to pour it into you. We're going to have a great time talking about what should your show even be called? Who's going to be your guest? How do you identify your target audience? How do you be able to get your studio audience engaged? What type of lighting should you use? All kinds of things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the different platforms that you should use. We're going on this journey together. So go ahead and grab your virtual seats and let's get ready to rock and roll and have a great experience as you learn how to create your own online show from scratch. All right, everyone, we're back and we're going to do our closing comments and go ahead and let everybody go on with your wonderful weekend. So let's go ahead, Greg, and unmute yourself, say your closing comments.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kim. My closing remarks are centered around you and this platform. And this is a phenomenal show, Kim, and I can't wait to see what you do next. All right. And so thank you for having me on here. It's been a pleasure. And I love being on your panel of experts. And the last thing I'm going to leave for your listeners, invest in yourself. Right? It was talk about education. Invest in your education. Join my academy or whatever it is you're passionate about. If you got help in your past, get healed from those holes that are in your heart. Right? So those are the things that you need to do to move forward and be more balanced. I'm Greg Moore, and I'm done speaking.
All right, you're on Clubhouse platform over there. So I'm Greg Moore, and I'm done speaking. Speaking of which, aren't you going to be my guest on Tuesday?
I am going to be your guest. I hope we can coordinate the time. There's a little bit of time issue, but if we can work that out, be glad to be your guest on Tuesday.
Okay, I wasn't sure. All right, so I'm excited. And if you aren't following me on Clubhouse, it's at Kim Jacobs, because that's I have guests every Tuesday at 6 p.m. on Clubhouse Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so Marie, go ahead and unmute yourself and say your closing comment.
Hey everybody, I want to just thank you, Kim, so much for your platform, and thank Kern Cherry for Level Up Summit. It started today. I'm so excited. I've been watching. It's been great. And I just want to say, knowledge is the best investment that you can get. So please invest in your education, invest in your children's education, because they will be so grateful that you did, and they can go so far with education.
Yes, really good comments, you guys. Okay. See how important these closing comments were? All right, Renee Jones, go ahead, the Hope Bird, and unmute yourself and say your closing comment.
Okay, thank you so much, Kim. I'm elated, and I'm so happy to be here. I'm meeting so many wonderful people. Greg Moore, Marie Hall. I mean, Kim Jacobs. I'm on your show, and I'm really truly honored to be in you guys' presence. You guys are professionals and intelligent, and just making Black folk look good all around the globe. And it's a blessing to be in your company. So, having said that, my closing comments would be this. Get healthy. Whatever you have to do. Greg talked about the holes in your soul. Whatever you have to do to heal the holes in your soul, to make the crooked places straight in your soul, the rough places smooth, do that. I mean, don't let anything else take precedence over that. Because once you get healthy, you can in turn help your family to get healthy. You're healthy, so you can then help and reach somebody else. Reach out. They used to say in the Black community, each one reach one.
Right.
And it's still true today. We need to do that. We need to stop being crabs in a bucket. We need to not just be worried about ourselves. We need to stop minding our own business. And we need to be concerned about the business of our community and of the world. And so when you get healthy, you make the world a better place to be. So do everything you can to do that. And I'm Renee Jones, and I'm done talking.
I knew you were going to say that. And y'all can, seriously, y'all can talk for on and on and on, because I welcome it. And even I do want to formally let you know, Renee and Marie, because I haven't dealt with you all before until today, that you are welcome to come back and be a guest on the show as your own individual episode, because every day I have a show here, Monday through Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I usually just have one guest. You just happen to be on my Freestyle Friday, which is where I have a panel. But you can come back and we can do a whole show about what you're talking about, Renee, what you're talking about, Marie, and Greg. You can come back and be a guest again. Just go ahead and book yourself, and I'll tell you how. And just come back and let's do a whole You Can Flip Houses episode. One of those classes could be done right here on the show. I'm telling you some good stuff, Greg.
I'm all about it. Hey, I'm taking it in. I love it.
So anyway, y'all can come back and be my guest individually as well. Huh?
I would love to.
Excellent. And listen, everyone, please keep the families with the Indianapolis shooting that took place at the FedEx facility in Indianapolis. And 8 people have passed away as a result. And then the gunman also took his own life. So it is some horrific stuff happening across. I'm trying to figure out how to merge this news in. It should not be that this much news is happening that's just across our land that's so negative and heartbreaking. That means something seriously something has to break. As I think it was Kiara said, something has to break. Something has to change in the land here, because we should not wake up and from 11 o'clock last night and in the middle of the night, sirens and the whole facility where shooting is taking place outside of the building, with the whole incident, according to what CNN, this is information I'm getting from CNN, was like 1 to 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minute time frame before you even really get through the building, because they had metal detectors and all of that at the door. You've already killed and took 8 people's lives. What's in our minds? Is some stuff going wrong up here for us to think that that's okay to get out of our vehicle and start blazing fire and taking people's lives, parents, children, maybe not children, but the adults that are the parents of other people, loved ones from other people. This is insane. And then the people didn't even have their cell phones, because what? You got to leave your cell phone when you're at the door, when you check in for work. Well, now I'll be like, I don't want to work nowhere. I can't take my cell phone. The devil is a liar. I'm sorry, now I went way south. Y'all, I'm back in my preacher. The devil is a liar if you think I'm coming up in there without my cell phone after all this going on across the land. In Knoxville, Tennessee, there's also a situation where, I mean, at least in Shannon was sharing with me, one of my team members, that at least 5 students have, is it 5 students, Shannon? 5 students have been killed in this one school alone. And I don't even know that that's made national news now as well. It hasn't made national news, but because I know that Shannon is right there in the area and she knows one of the officers that was injured recently, that I wanted to make sure that I bring light to that story as well. This show is about being real, relevant, and relatable. So so much is happening. We have to pray, but I always have to infuse my spirituality in everything that I do because I believe in my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. So I believe that things can change. Things can get better. The land can be healed. People can be healed in our minds. That's why I'm bringing guests on like this on the Kim Jacobs Show. And the only way the show can stay on, and not, this is probably a shameless plug at this point, so I do acknowledge that. But the only way that the show can stay on is by supporting this show. I can't do a show every day, Monday through Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time with no financial contributions at all, because then I have to go find another job. So any contribution that you make to the Kim Jacobs Show helps me be able to keep the team. You're an online contributor. I will share shout outs about you. Just this week alone, June Griffith did a financial contribution, and Dr. Yolanda Jerry did a financial contribution. Kern Cherry did a financial contribution. Greg Moore did a financial contribution. Definitely my sponsor, Snow Legal, and also Hunter Everidge, and the Time to Level Up Summit. All kinds of people do contribute to the Kim Jacobs Show to make it what it is today. And I appreciate you. And I'll continue to give shout outs to everyone as I get them coming in. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get y'all off this good show. Anybody else have a comment? We good, right? I done went way over time today. The police officer is in the hospital. My goodness. Thank you, Mackenzie. Yes, no, right. I know what you're saying, Tina. No, that's not okay. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Renee, for your last thoughts. Great words for sure. And I did see a comment from you. I think you said, hey, Renee Jones. Okay, I want to make sure I don't just get off without some of these comments that were shared. Hey, if you want merchandise from the Kim Jacobs Show, I watch the Kim Jacobs Show and I am a mother dreamer. We have mugs, t-shirts, and all kinds of merchandise. I started a Mother Dreamer movement, so we have I Am a Mother Dreamer as well. And you can get that right at merchandise. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on your notifications. And Yolanda said, yes, Kim Jacobs is an amazing coach. She's actually in my course. So she's in the 4-week masterclass right now. And I'm not going to reveal anything, but when she comes out, it's off the chain, y'all. So y'all gonna be able to see her graduation and everything, but it's gonna be wow. Words can't describe how incredible it's gonna be. Okay, that's it, everybody. Get off this good show. See you on Monday. I don't even know who the guest is. I know we got a great guest lined up for you on Monday. I will see you then. Stay backstage, y'all, right quick, okay? And I'll talk to y'all for one more minute. I have ran this mouth more than ever before. It went way over time, but I enjoyed this opportunity. Thank you all. You are wonderful. Wonderful. Bye-bye. Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of the Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show.